Yo, chill. Okay, not that dip, not that dip. The one I'm talking about is Seth Godin's dip, right? So whenever you embark on a journey to improve your life, whether it be through a skill or a business venture, you experience a time of struggle, right? So this time of struggle is what Seth Godin calls the dip. And if you have ever experienced this time of struggle, and if you're a human being, you have experienced this time of struggle. So watch this video in its entirety so that you can learn how to escape that dip. So you will experience a dip regardless of your aim or goal, right? So whenever you embark on something new, you'll be in that honeymoon period, right? Where you're driven by your excitement. But not long after that, you will hit multiple stumbling blocks that will halt your progress. Chances are it'll be years before your dip is over and you start thriving in whatever skill or project that you chose to embark on, right? I see. The thing is, sometimes this dip is intentionally built into some processes. So take, for example, some employers, right? So some employers do this on purpose to weed out the undedicated people by making people provide a lot of sometimes what feels like unnecessary documentation and some arduous and tedious interviews. You need to specialize and learn to quit strategically if you want to succeed. You want to, don't you? So, specificity has a lot of advantages. So a lot of people don't know what career to go into, but your career choices can be made much easier if you have a specific skill that you excel at. And the thing is, right? Customers don't want mediocre or average products or services. All they want is world class, nothing less. And if you're an accountant, for example, right? Your customers and clients will not care if you're an amazing breakdancer or basketball player. And another vital skill to have is learning how to quit things that get in the way of your central focus. You know, thing is, it's extremely difficult to succeed at a wide range of things unless you're people like Elon Musk or Leonardo da Vinci, right? So it's best to drop all the pursuits that get in the way of that one central focus of yours. And you'll face a dip in any business or personal venture, right? And knowing, my friends, is half the battle. And knowing that the dip is on your way, you can take necessary steps in planning and familiarizing yourself with it. And let's say your business is in sales, right? You quickly realize that coming up with a good idea and getting investors on board is the easy part. The dip enters afterwards when you're looking to expand your business and increase your sales force, right? So the dip enters when you're recruiting new employees and that whole onboarding process. And also when it comes to personal pursuits. Let's say you want to learn Mandarin, for example, right? At first you'll be amazed and intrigued by all these new characters and all their meanings and all that, right? But then, not long after, guess what happens? The dip enters, right? And you'll be in the dip, which will take months or years before you can speak the language fluently. You have to embrace the challenge of the dip and push yourself to your absolute limits if you want to see success, right? Excuse me. So, you see, the thing about the dip, right? One key aspect of the dip is you have to embrace it in order to survive it. And it's much better for you to welcome the challenges of the dip because you're going to be there regardless, right? So it's best to accept that challenge with open arms, baby. You get me? Instead of, being in resistance to it. And finding ways to overcome a challenge is what makes it stimulating and rewarding. And take, for example, building a business. If building a business were easy, then everyone would be doing it, and because everyone would be doing it, it'd probably be boring and wouldn't be, stimulating or rewarding. And the point of any job is to meet and overcome challenges. And taking on challenges themselves is the very essence of growth and development. And you also rise far above mediocrity if you push yourself through the dip. And persevering through the dip will bring out the best in you and can even make you more talented than when you first started. Let's say you have an online photography blog, right? And it doesn't quite pop off right away. And knowing that you're in the dip right now, you can use the dip to refine other skills like your web design skills, your writing skills, and even your photography skills. And even if the blog doesn't turn out in the same way that you had envisioned, regardless of the outcome of that particular blog or project, you're 10 times better off because of all the skills that you picked up in that pursuit while you were in the dip. So you need to develop patience and grit in order to withstand the dip, right? So the thing is, I understand, because I've been there as well. It's very easy to want to move on to the next thing if what you're working on seems slow, right? But what's needed majority of the time is determination. And I'll give you the example of salespeople, right? So salespeople, there was research that was done that found out that salespeople usually quit if they can't get someone to buy a product after 5 sales pitches, excuse me. But a study found that people usually buy after about 7 sales pitches, meaning that most salespeople quit too early. Imagine just two more sales pitches, and they would have made a sale if they had just stuck it through and been more determined. And like I said, part of this dip is knowing when to quit things strategically, right? And before you quit though, you need to make sure you have assessed all options. And the thing is, with certain projects you need to abandon if things actually seem like they're falling apart. So like let's say you've been in business for about 7 years, and just a little side note, they say the average amount of time you should spend on a business is 3 years. If 3 years have passed and you're not making consistent income, then you should probably quit it, right? But it's not all cases are different, but that's just the average time frame. So going back to the example, let's say you've been in business for 7 years and you're not seeing a consistent amount of sales, right? That is when you have to start looking at all the possible, factors as to what it could be. Is it my product or services? Is it, or is it just people aren't ready for such a product or service? Or is it the way that I'm marketing that sucks? Is it something that I'm doing on the back end that sucks? You have to assess all options. And the key point is you need to analyze and see if something you're doing isn't right, or what you're doing just isn't for you. And the dip, my friends, the dip, always keep in mind, the dip is the path to success. And with that, the video is done. Appreciate all of you. Comment, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I don't know. Thank you for watching. Just keep in mind that keep going, especially when it hurts. Till next time.